Welcome again. You guys already know what it is. This time, we doing this a little bit differently. I'm your host, Eric Knight. We got my man, Mr. Exclusive, and we got my man, the Heartbreak Prince. Hey, first things first. God did this. Don't get mad at us. Look, this is the PLE breakdown of SummerSlam. I don't know how much better we can really get with this just by talking about this. This is crazy. But honestly, first things first, let's see who really knows their wrestling. Look, man. So, our question. I know I got my man, the stat man, coming. So he's coming up real soon. Don't worry about it. Here we go. So this is the fourth consecutive SummerSlam to be held in an NFL stadium. Can you name the other three teams and how many Super Bowl wins have they have all combined? I'm not gonna lie. This one is so hard. Pause. I'm still struggling as we speak. Pause, because
Yeah,
that sounded
yeah.
crazy.
I don't
You
know,
dirty
Eric. I don't know if
Dom.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this one. I'm gonna have to really
Yeah,
think on this one. I'm gonna have to
yeah,
really think on
yeah,
this one.
yeah, yeah.
You dirty Dom.
You got to blame the stat man on that one. Look, let's go ahead and just talk about the very first match of the night. I mean, come on. I mean, how much better can we really get with this? Rhea and Liv going at it. I mean, look at this. We got Liv Morgan. I mean, the plan has finally come in full motion. This has now come in full circle. Look at Dom. I mean, the man is happy. He got back with mommy for a little bit. Now he's back with Liv. No mommy? Now just Livy? This is crazy. I mean, I can't believe this. But at the same time, what can I say? We called this. We had said this. We said sooner or later, Dom is probably going to be turning on Liv. And now it has happened. I mean, personally, this is one of the best things I think that they're doing with this storyline. I mean, now we know that with this whole thing going on, this is definitely going to go forward. Heartbreak Prince, what you thinking, man?
I think it was it was great. It was genius. I don't know how else to really explain it, because we were just talking in a previous episode about Dom being dirty Dom and breaking, Liv's heart, and this back and forth between him and Rhea, or between Liv and Rhea, and to kind of see everything play out like this, and we call it, so shout out to the Exclusive Knights, but for it to play out the way that it did, for Dom to have the involvement that he had in the match to cost Rhea, and then to like just sink it all in, the kiss, just dirty Dom doing dirty Dom things. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Mr. Exclusive, what you got, my man?
Well, look, for me, it was definitely a good match. I think it did a really good job of kind of like setting everything up. And the way there was a point in the match when you saw Dom kind of like grab the chair, take the chair away, and I'm like, okay, he's actually there for her. Like he's doing the best he can to help her, or at least at that part of the match. And he was like, they sold it where it was like, hey, look, don't, you can't do this, you cannot win the title this way. So what do they do? He goes, slide the chair back in the ring, then goes a distraction. I'm like, yo, and the way they did it was just brilliant in my opinion. I think they set it up quite properly. But I mean, it was like the domino effect. As soon as you saw, you're like, oh man, damn, you might be in trouble. But that's a little bit later. That's a little bit later.
You
It
hate to
was,
see it. You hate to see it.
hate to say it, but that shock factor was like real crazy. I mean, I can't lie,
Mhm.
man. That was definitely something that I was actually pretty shocked they started off with it, but I think they started off hot with it. I mean, especially starting off with mommy just coming out, and everything was looking all sweet. But hey, for some of y'all, that was a little sour ending. What can we say?
Hey, and what y'all think about Rhea and the shoulder thing? Did it seem like her shoulder really did pop out, or was she
Oh, I
just
think it.
really selling it? I
I
think
think
it
it
popped.
popped out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
I think she might be one of those people that can kind of dislocate it, pop it back in it
Hmm.
whenever she needs to.
Okay.
And so the way she sold it, because you could see the balls, and I'm
Yeah, you
like,
saw the
ooh,
bone in the
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Hey,
think she sold it pretty well.
shout outs to Rhea for being able to fight through that. You know,
Yeah.
she put on a hell of a match to have her shoulder pop out like that, and then to continue on. That's A1.
Yeah, it really shows that durability. Honestly, my man Cameron says your best ability is availability.
Availability, baby.
You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like at all costs she was gonna be there regardless. So it didn't matter for her. But then hey, then we jumped right into the next match. I mean, to see, what can we say about the good old the dog man, Braun Breaker?
Yeah.
This is finally show. This really is just finally just showing that Triple H is seeing the talent. He's seeing he's listening to the fans. He's looking at it, and you could tell this is really the time for Braun Breaker to get this title. I mean, honestly, it really shows when you see an up and coming wrestler winning that Intercontinental belt. That definitely shows that sooner or later they're going to be on that come up to get that next level, that WWE title. I mean, we've seen anybody that has won that title, you're guaranteed to be at that next level. I mean, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Stone. I mean, there's so many just to name a few. But I mean, everybody knows that belt is just historical within itself. But to see Braun Breaker get that, see him get that next step, and I'm not gonna lie, having Sammy, having the belt for a long time the way he did, it was good. It was solid. I like. Would I say I'd rather see my man Chad Gable with that title? That's for another day. But to see Braun Breaker have it, maybe now we might see Chad go for it, but I don't know. He's got a lot going on with good old Uncle Howdy, so we'll see how that goes. But what do you guys think? Mixed Exclusive, what's your thoughts on Braun Breaker finally getting this title?
So, I'm big in long time story telling. So I think that for me, I don't think he could afford to lose this, match. Like I felt like if they had him lose this match, he loses all a little bit of momentum. Like I mean, I still think he would be a good star down the road, but you don't want to you didn't want to hurt that momentum that he had. And him losing that first one, okay, it gives him a little bit more of an edge, more focus. He comes into the SummerSlam match. It's a bigger platform. He goes out there, you win the title. I think they did it the right way. And if they hadn't given him the title, I probably would have been like, well, what are we doing here, guys? Like, but he needed to be champion and needed to be now. Now I'm intrigued just now. What did they set up? I know Red Dragon will probably be the first guy that gets a title shot against him. I'm pretty sure that's the route they're going to go. Triple H loves to make sure that his guys is getting that proper love there, and I can't hate him for
Yeah.
that. Every promoter will have, and every person in charge is going to have their people that they love. Red Dragon is amazing, and I call him Red Dragon because I ain't destroying names. You already know how we do. Uh, but I think that's probably what we see next. But it was a strong, solid reign by Sami Zayn. So shout out to Sammy. But I think we all agree. We were like, okay, Sammy, it's cool, I guess, but it's not it. And now we got a guy who's a heel. Like he just don't care. And so it's gonna be
Savage.
interesting to see how he holds on to that title and keep things rolling.
Heartbreak Prince, what you think, my man?
Overall, I mean, I think it's something that needed to be done. I mean, we discussed this, like I said in the last podcast, and we knew. I mean, like you said, you couldn't destroy the momentum that Braun had, and you kind of just knew it was going to be his time. My only issue with it was I thought the match was just a little. It just seemed a little short to me. It seemed like there could have been more there. Should have been more meat on that bone. But at the end of the day, we got the outcome. We kind of all let's just say called or foresaw or whatever you want to say. But I don't have a problem with it. I think it's great. It's just kind of sad though when I hear, like you were talking about just a second ago, D, talking about Sammy carrying the belt and it not being it. And I could be a little biased, but I want to see Sammy as more than like a mid-card wrestler because he has so much talent and I guess my love for him from just his time at NXT and stuff, some things that he did prior to that. I've kind of wanted to see him kind of reach that same level, that same bill on the card as somebody like Kevin Owens. But it just, I don't know. It just something is missing there, and I don't quite know what it is, and that's probably the reason why he's not getting these title reigns and things like that I think he would deserve. But as far as the match itself tonight, I don't have a problem with the outcome. My only thing was just like I said, the match. I thought it should have been a little bit longer. I didn't think they had much time. That match probably was 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I feel like they might have probably had to cut the match a little bit, probably because of how long the Rhea and Liv match and that whole situation, how long that took.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was probably the deal. Hey, look, we're gonna have to kind of cut this match a little short. Sorry, Sammy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I really look down the card, out of all the ones that were probably the most least interesting, and not even trying to say like if I didn't care for the storyline because I still did, I would say Sammy and Braun was probably the least interesting out of the whole card. I mean, but that's just a little thing. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying personally, I think it's probably the most least interesting. So I can understand if you give Liv and Rhea more time. Yeah. Because I mean that's a storyline that's taking more time. So give them that time, and I think it's all worked out either way.
Well, yeah, I think. I'm sorry, Eric. I apologize.
No.
I will
say
good.
That. You good. You good.
I just want to throw this little nugget in there real quick. I just feel like that the way they kind of built Braun, that like we said, it was his time. This needed to happen now, and the Sammy piece of it, I felt like I think this was kind of like this title reign for him was maybe like, hey, this is your opportunity. We've had you in the title picture. They had him in the main event picture just a year ago. And I think it was more of like, hey man, you worked hard. Here's the title for a couple months. That's what it felt like instead of him getting it. Like his chance was when he had Roman in that match in Toronto. If he'd have won there, I think people would have been down for it. They would have felt it was there. And that time just
differently.
Passed.
Yeah,
and I think that time passed, and that's what kind of hurt him. People still love Sammy, like you said. Yeah. Heartbreak French, they feel that way, but it's just not. It's not sexy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, and I agree, man. I think that's what it was. I think it's just like one of those things where I feel like when he got the title, it was like, okay, like even when it came to WrestleMania, the whole setup, we were like, oh yeah, no, Sammy's got this. And I mean, the way they built it up, but it was like, I don't know, like it was nice when Sammy won, but again, like I'm saying, I don't want to sound bitter, but if Chad would have gotten that win, I know that it would have felt different.
It changes things.
Yeah, I hate to say it, that's on the list of our big old missed opportunities, but that'll be coming soon for you guys. But I mean, I'm not mad about Sammy being the champ again. He always deserved it. I mean, he's been the IC champ before, so it's like why not? But I'm not mad. But again, seeing Braun Breaker with that title, I think this is going to be good. Hopefully, we'll see some other good some good faces that'll pop up. Maybe even I'm down for a heel versus heel. Honestly, it sounds crazy, but sometimes you never know who's going to come out on top. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, next up, I mean, what can we say that one of the biggest? I mean, you want to talk about over? You want to talk about over? I mean, let's talk about it. My man, LA Knight, getting that W tonight. Yeah. Come on. It's finally that time. Now I'm not going to lie. Michael Cole had said, this is the first WWE title that LA Knight has won. That's cap. That's not even true. Let me tell you, I guess y'all just don't want to count when he had the $1 million belt.
$1 million.
Yeah, we just going to skip past that. Like, that didn't count. Nah, that's crazy. Like, my man Ted DiBiase didn't give him the belt, say, here you go, that's yours. That's yours. That's you right there. Like, he wasn't going back and forth with Cameron Grimes. I guess maybe because Cameron Grimes ain't with WWE, y'all don't want to say nothing. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but we can't discredit LA Knight like that, but it's all right. It's okay. Look, Logan Paul, great in the ring. Can't lie, great on the mic. Part-timer. I'm not for it. I'm sorry. Give me my man LA Knight that's here every week. This is what I want. This is what we want. Look, the crowd went crazy. I mean, this stadium going crazy, saying, yeah, I mean, he's over. You can't lie. My man is out here just putting the whole prom truck in destruction. I mean, and then he's just coming out there walking and just cutting a promo. I mean, I said, yeah, this is it. You want to see a prime example, somebody that's over, that's been working, that's been doing it, that's got it. Oh yeah, that's LA Knight, baby. I can't lie. This is great. This is great. Heartbreak Prince, what you got, man? What you think?
Fantastic. Great match. I mean, as we knew, the two talents that were going to be in the ring were going to give us a show, and they did. I enjoyed it. Just as far as the story that the match was telling, from the interferences from the gang that came in with I can't think of his name right now, but came in with Logan Paul. I mean, giving him the brass knuckles, wondering how that was going to play out. Some of the spots that they did. LA Knight jumping from the middle rope to the top rope while facing Logan Paul. Logan Paul getting the tippy toes on the top rope and flipping off. I mean, it was just great match. Had great spots. Well entertained, and you got the outcome that you were looking for with again. With having LA Knight go over the top. And so, I mean, yeah, I enjoyed it. That was probably one of my favorite, if not the favorite match of the night for me.
Like that. I like that. It's exclusive. What you think, man? What you think of LA Knight, man?
Yeah. No, I think it was time. I mean, we talked about it on the show on Thursday. We talked about what this would mean and where we're like he's been kind of like toting the line of this guy who's screaming for a belt, ready to hold the title, make that run. I've always said that the way I feel like Triple H is building LA Knight, he's building him in a Stone Cold way to an extent. If you remember when Stone Cold had his run, that Intercontinental title run that he had initially. He had to beat a really solid competitor. I think he beat Bret Hart for the belt, and I could be wrong. It's either Bret or Owen. It's one of the Harts that he beat for the title, and I could be wrong on that. Y'all could beat me up later in the comments. It is
We're
what it
gonna get
is.
the stat
When
man
he
on
won
it.
that title, he had that reign, and he kind of got his chops. Like people knew he was ready for the big time, but they gave him that title to kind of run with it first. And I think they're doing the same thing with him. And at some point, maybe he wins the Rumble. Who knows, something in that range, and then they give him a shot down the road. But he's primed to make a run and be a world champion at some point. But the match for me was a really good match. I've never. It's usually when you see a guy come to their hometown, people love him. Oh my God, he's home. Man, these people hate him. There's no nice way to put it. They do not like Logan Paul, and I think what made it worse, and not to go kind of too far off, but you had the whole controversy that happened a couple days ago with the young lady boxer and what he said out there. And he said some things that everybody thought that she was a man and she was transgender, all that stuff, and kind of found out she was born a woman. And he came out here and said some pretty harsh stuff. And then when it was time for him to kind of like back out of it, he didn't back out of it, and then kind of just kept going. And then I think WWE made him apologize. So. I mean, I don't know if that's part of the reason why he lost the belt. I think he was going to lose the belt one way or the other, but that situation didn't help him. It didn't help him say,
Yeah.
hey, let's keep the title on this man for a night. He's got a little controversy on this. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was like, okay, yeah, this is the right move at the right time. Maybe let this cool down, then bring him back when the time is right. And he was rocking the Cleveland Browns, attire, pants and stuff. I'm like, okay,
And
cool.
still couldn't get over
Um,
with his home
and
crowd.
still couldn't do it over the home crowd. That's crazy.
Nope.
Like, even Hyper Niven and everything, they all got over when they were in Scotland. Like even if you're the worst of the worst, you get over in your hometown.
The
No,
hometown.
not this guy. Nobody likes Logan Paul. Can't hate
Hate to
him in the
see it.
ring. No, nobody likes Logan Paul. It's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, that really tells how much people really hate you. And then honestly, I can almost say Logan might be one of the, that's a great heelish move almost if your own hometown can't stand you. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's classic heel 101. But I mean, I can't say that, but that's I mean, unless you're talking about MJF, he can go to his hometown. He's always gonna live
Ah,
off. You know what I'm saying? We always gonna love him. But
we will thank him. We will thank him later.
but I mean, hey, let's kick it off with the next one, man. We had Nia Jax. My girl, Nia Jax getting that dub tonight over Bailey. Now, and I'm not gonna lie, this match was a phenomenal match. Bailey, I mean, really pulling out all the stops. I mean, when she hit that, oh my gosh, hit that power bomb,
That
picking up. I mean, that was insane. That was great. I mean, great spots in this match. I mean, but we're looking at this payoff now. I'm not even gonna lie. This whole time, I kept looking at Tiffany Stratton. I kept saying to myself, man, she's looking at that title. She is gazing so hard. She was staring so hard. I said, man, look, it's gonna happen. I said the
thirsty.
way she is saying. I mean, and to
There's
be honest, I thought she was gonna cash it in. When
Mm.
she came running down, I said, "Oh, she gonna cash this." I said, "Oh, okay, we jumping this gun right now." But no, 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 no. They put the pause on it and said, "No. This is just a distraction, just to help Nia Jax get this done." I thought this was crazy. In my opinion, I think with this whole thing with Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax, I think this was something I think Mr. Exclusive was also talking about. Like, with Nia winning the title, now she's gonna be looking over her shoulder. Now that Tiffy Time has this Money in the Bank briefcase, and now it's just like, well, what kind of time are you gonna be on, Tiffy? Huh? What kind of time you gonna be on, Tiffy? Because I mean, when you think about this now, it's she's got that character. You can tell she's an opportunist. So sooner or later, it's definitely gonna happen. I mean, unless you're gonna cash your that Money in the Bank on Liv Morgan, which please don't, please don't, please don't. We don't need nothing to break this up. So honestly, we know sooner or later you're gonna catch this thing on Nia, but we'll see. Heartbreak Prince. What's your thoughts, man? What you think?
I thought it was a good match. They, like that spot where Bailey, was able to pick Nia up off or at least hold her up from off the top rope and then power bomb her. That was a phenomenal display of strength, athleticism. I mean, that was great. I thought the match was good. I'm glad it worked out the way it did because we talked about this again in the previous show. We all thought Nia would go over, but we wondered what role Tiffy would play. And when that music hit and she came running out, I literally thought then I said, well, we're going to be wrong. Nia's not going to take this. Tiffy's getting ready to cash in. It's getting ready to happen right here, right now. And it didn't. So I mean, it's great because this story can run a little bit longer. It can cook a little bit longer, and I'm all for it. So yeah, good match. And yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see Nia, get the spec that she deserves. Being the queen of the ring, and now being able to turn that into now holding the belt for a second time. So hey, more power to her.
All right, I feel that one, man. I feel that one. Mr. Exclusive. What you think about your girl Nia Jax, man?
it was time, man. Like, look, she's had a really good return. She's
Mm-hmm.
had a really good return to WWE. Things didn't go out, the way that I'm pretty sure she wanted it the last time. But
Yeah.
this time around, she has really shown herself. And you still have those, and y'all can yell at me for this too. I don't care. I'm the old man in this group. All these stupid people out here talking about, oh, well, don't she hurt these people? Okay, I'm pretty sure she'll admit she did had a rough run that first time. She's been
Mm-hmm.
really good in the ring
Yeah.
this last run, and even though I thought she should have had the belt, back when Liv Morgan and her and they were all kind of going at it after Rhea left, I thought she should have got it then. But the fact that she got it is good enough for me. They give her the Queen of the Ring, which I thought is very very important because the last Queen of the Ring, as much as I love Zelina Vega, they didn't use it. They didn't use it right. Kofi Kingston, and I know this is kind of not Kofi Kingston, but Xavier Woods. I know
Xavier
this is a little
Woods,
bit
yeah.
out of there, but the same dream. Make the King of the Ring worth something, which I think Triple H
Yes.
did and said, "Hey, we're going
Yes.
to make this a SummerSlam title match." And
Yeah.
as you can see, both King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, and King of the Ring both won a title. I know we're jumping ahead a little bit, but they both won titles. So
Yeah.
that part is important.
It is.
Very, very,
Yeah.
very important. So I think the storyline itself is going to be beautiful because I think maybe at the max, maybe Nia holds it till Royal Rumble. It won't go past that. But I don't know if it'll be that long, but it'll be a great dynamic to have Tiffy kind of just technically under her wings and just waiting in the wing to go and take the title from her. Because we know what's going to happen at some point. There'll be some type of beef or whatever, and there'll be a little nitpicking here and there. And then it's going to happen when the time is right. But this is just a smart way for Triple H to keep that storyline kind of rolling and make that title relevant in that aspect. So I like it. I'm glad to see Nia get the title again. I just hope that it's done right. She's been dominant in the ring. I mean, I hate to see Bailey lose the title. But Bailey has, what, two-time Grand Slam champion. I mean, Bailey has done her thing. No one's going to say
Done it all.
anything bad about Bailey.
Hall of Famer,
Nobody's
first
going to say
ballot.
anything bad about Bailey. Hall
First
of Fame,
ballot.
first ballot.
Yeah.
And this was good for Nia though. This is really good for Nia.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think this is really good with Nia getting this W. I also have this. I keep having these thoughts about this though. I'm like, every time when I see like Nia and Tiffany Stratton together, for some reason, it always makes me think of like that storyline with Nia and Alexa Bliss, like how they had that little dynamic. And I always keep thinking about that. I'm like, I remember how this ended. Like, I remember how this happened. I remember that was the thing. Although, at that time, Alexa Bliss was the champion at the time, and she did beat her at WrestleMania 34. Oh, we were there for that. Okay, that makes sense. So we seen that happen, and it was a nice storyline. That was nice. It was good, and she had a solid title run at that time. I think it was semi-solid because I think if I'm not mistaken, she did lose that title to Ronda Rousey at Money in the Bank. So that was a little bit of a bitter sour taste
Trash.
in all of our mouths.
Sorry.
So yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, 100%. So but to see this now, I'm hoping that they take this title run, they really make gold out of this. I think she deserves it. I think her as her character is like hilarious. I think it's great. There's times when she has moments she might be a little unserious, but it's like it's real funny how she delivers it very well. And then but her as a character as a whole, I think she plays a very perfect heel. Like she knows how to do it well. I mean, come on, she's Samoan. She's in that dynasty. Honestly, I'm still surprised we haven't seen any women pop up in the bloodline.
They coming. They coming.
We're waiting for it. I'm just like, come on now, don't keep baffling me with this. Now we got Nia, and we know some. I've been seeing some stuff about the Fatu twins. Those girls, they something else now. So if we see some of that happen, and I would love to see, some of the women in the bloodline. Hey, you can even throw in Naomi up in there because technically she's in that bloodline. So, just saying. Let's see what they're gonna do with it. Let's see what. Hey, but something that we were all waiting for to see. I mean, you want to talk about something that was full of shenanigans, something that felt like it was in shambles. Oh yeah, Drew and CM Punk, boy. I mean, this match told so much. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I really thought we talked about this in the last episode. I really thought Seth was gonna turn heel for this. I feel like at moments there were moments where he was being a little heelish. But he didn't go the full whole 9 yards. He didn't go to home base. I mean, I don't know how many other analogies or descriptions or different types of examples I can give. I mean, I thought really this was going to be the time we was going to see Seth, go heel. I mean, he can do it. There's no reason why not. But it was a interesting dynamic they kind of gave him in the middle for him being the ref, and kind of letting Drew do what he wants to do. And Drew said, just let me do it. Let me finish this. Let me. And I just thought Drew was so good. I mean, there were so many times he was just so angry, just said so much about CM Punk. And I couldn't help but to laugh because I just said, yo, he really genuinely hates this man. And I love it. And I could, and they really did blur those lines. Like it felt real. Seth really getting in CM Punk's face, saying, "Just do what you got to do. Nobody wants you here. Who can?" I was like, "Oh, you guys are really taking this to the next level." I mean, honestly, just make it a triple threat. I mean, at one point I said you might as well just curb stomp both of them and just walk off.
Mm-hmm.
But we got greatness. And honestly, with Drew winning, I think this does extend the story. I don't think this is over. I think we're still going to take this probably to Bad Blood. We'll see what happens. Heartbreak Prince, what you think, man?
Thought the match, everything you just said was good. It had a lot of story in it. I'm just heartbroken. I was wrong. I mean, my prediction was that this was going to be it. This is the perfect opportunity in front of 55,000, however many fans they had there, 57,000, whatever it was, 719 fans. That this would be the perfect time, especially with the way the match was set up, and with Seth being this referee and having this role that was very just kind of questionable. And I thought he would turn heel. I really did. Well, I say turn heel, but I thought what he would do, it would be interfere in the match and allow Drew to win, which would of course naturally make the fans boo that, because everybody wanted CM Punk to win, obviously. But it didn't happen that way. The story is going to be dragged out a little bit longer, is the way it appears between Drew and CM Punk, because you saw at the end, Drew goes back, takes the bracelet. So now you're wondering, all right, so what's going to happen next? Seth starts kind of storming off, ripping off the referee shirt and all that kind of stuff, as if he was just disgusted by, kind of what he had to do or whatever. But it was good. It was a good match. It told a great story. And, it's just a matter of like, okay, where's Triple H, or where are the writers getting ready to take it now? Because I thought this would have been a great opportunity again to kind of have that heel turn with Seth, and then have that CM Punk Seth feud getting ready to start, especially, going into the Royal Rumble and all of that kind of stuff. But hey, we'll see what happens. That's the beauty of it, of wrestling. It keeps us coming back, right?
That's it, man. That's it. That's 100% right. Mr. Exclusive, what you think, man? What you think?
It had so many twists and turns. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't know which way to go at one point. I was like, all right, so are they gonna do this? What's happening here? I ain't gonna lie to you. I stayed strong to my. I thought Seth Rollins was gonna win this match. I know people was like, "What do you mean?" Like I said, he left it so vague at the end of Raw when he was just like, "Well, I could do anything. I might do
Yeah.
this and I might do that." I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, so he was just kind of just saying stuff, and even there was even a point where I still thought he was gonna do it, and then at the end, obviously, he made the pin, but. Um, I thought Seth played his role really well in this. He's torn. He's a torn person between two dudes he dislikes so much, and you can see it, the agony in his face. Punk got in his face. They went back and forth. He almost gave him to go to sleep, all that stuff. I thought that what they've been able to do with this storyline, and this has been going on since what, Rumble, maybe a little bit before the Rumble, maybe what was it, day
So
one?
no, we can say
So
we can say
It's
Survivor Series.
yeah.
yeah,
We can
maybe so.
say
Yeah,
for
so
when
Survivor
Punk
Series.
when Punk Punk
Yeah.
returns. So yeah,
Return.
we're
Yeah.
gonna go with that,
So
because that's really where it
you've
started.
been seeing this since last November, and it's almost November again. We're creeping up on it. They've been able to drag this bad boy out. Now, dude, the injury also helped it, but they've been able to drag this bad boy out beautifully for the last 9 to 10 months. After what we saw at the end, like you were saying, Heartbreak Prince, when you see him grab he could have just let it be, man. No, I'm taking it back. You hurt me
Well,
so many times. I'm not done hurting you yet. He said he's not going to stop until until he stops until CM Punk stops.
I'm
So
praying
I
for
mean,
you.
I think it only
I
gets better from
pray.
here. It only gets better from here. So I'm really intrigued to see how they kind of approach it now that Drew's kind of got that first win in the books. Now where's Seth Rollins play? Now is Seth Rollins going to go up against Punk next? And then
Yeah.
who knows? Drew's special guest referee. Who knows how they're going to end up doing it? But that's what makes it fun. That's what makes wrestling what we're seeing right now in wrestling fun again, because you don't really know. You have an idea, but you don't really know. That's the part that's making it fun right now.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's I mean, again, it's just like we were saying, it was like, yeah, I don't even know where it's gonna go. And I think even just seeing how they finished it now, and again, like we were saying with Drew with this bracelet, how many times you gonna keep walking up with this bracelet on you? How many times you gonna keep
Mhm.
saying, yeah, this is mine because I'm praying. I'm praying for like I can't stop. That's just so funny to me. every time I see this man do this, I can't stop but to bust out laughing
Yeah.
because I'm like, yo, you are legit praying for this man to get hurt. That
Yeah.
is diabolical.
Yeah.
But it's great storytelling, and it's
It
really
is.
showing like how personal and just how gritty this storyline can really get. So I love it. I love what they're doing. See what they're gonna do. But I mean, if we're gonna talk about another storyline that's still cooking up that we've seen coming, I mean, come on. Well, I mean, the ring general gets
Yeah.
the W. Okay, this man finally gets the goal. I mean, what can I say? This is something that we knew this was gonna happen sooner or later. I mean, come on. I mean, it's Gunther. I mean, who else are we talking about here? We know every time this man gets a title, he's gonna have this for at least a year or so. So we might as well just get used to it now because the last time he had the NXT UK champion, this man had that for almost I don't even know how long, too long. The last time when he had the IC title, I mean, we know it was 666 days. But this really goes to show when this man has a title, he really does have a title
Mm.
reign, and it's for a long time. And he makes sure every time he has that title, it's gonna be a prestigious one. So, I mean, I can't lie, this was great to see Gunther get this. But what we really need to talk about, come on now. I mean, I don't even want to say it first. I'm gonna let the one and only Heartbreak Prince really talk about this because I know this was something that you specifically was waiting for. Heartbreak
As
Prince, give your thoughts. Give your
as
thoughts.
Drew said, I prayed. I prayed for Finn to be the Finn of old, and I love it. I need to get a Shawn Michaels super kick to the head because I don't know how I forget this greatness that took place tonight. Not only did the Ring General get the championship, but it was with the aid of my boy, my man, Finn Balor, the Prince himself, and it's just a chef's kiss, just because I thought Finn might have a spot in the Rhea and Liv Morgan thing. So I was kind of questioning that because we didn't never really see what happened with the key card and all that kind of stuff. So I was wondering about that. But when they had that little backstage vignette or whatever, or backstage meeting where Damien comes in kicking stuff over, looking for Dirty Dom and couldn't find him, and just that extra look at Finn after the conversation, it kind of made me feel like, all right, this is where it happens. Rhea gets screwed, and now it's time for Damien, and the Judgment Day goes back to its rightful owner, Finn Balor, and now we can start this storyline. And I would love to see Finn finally get the push that he deserves again. I understand he got it. He had it before. Talking about people injuring people. We could if you want to talk about Nia, Seth has had some issues there as well. This stuff happens, right? These are athletes. Sometimes things go wrong, and in Finn's case, he was on the end of a move that went wrong and kind of cost him his time as champion. And it's kind of like we never went back to him. We never gave another opportunity, never gave another chance. And so I'm excited because I'm hoping that this is the time that Triple H starts putting the spotlight back on Finn, kind of building him back up so that we can get the Demon King of old. And I'm here for it, baby. That's right. I'm here for it. That is my
Oh
boy.
man, nah, man. Hey, Mr. Exclusive, what you got? Because I'm gonna piggyback off of y'all. What you got, man? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm very happy with what. All right, so here's the thing. I feel like Damon Priest. I've always felt that. And for one point, I thought maybe he's not world championship material. I felt like he's a U.S. champion and Intercontinental champion. That's the vibe that I get from him. But I do want to give him a shout out because I feel like even under the circumstances, he did have really good matches. But unfortunately, I think in each match he had like there was some weird type of botch or something that just didn't feel right. Like in this match, he pushes Gunther towards the rope. And then, Finn puts the foot on there. Like, why would you push him that way instead of pulling him
Mm-hmm.
towards you and then going for the pin? That was the one thing. He had his leg getting caught in the in the rope. It's just, in the match before then, it was the pin, with Seth Rollins. It's like something crazy has happened in each one of his matches where it's like it was a little odd. But that won't take away from me like the type of wrestler he is. I think he's a great wrestler. He's got a great look. But some people, I think he still needs to find his way on certain ends. As maybe as a talker, which I think he did get better the last couple of weeks, but it's just not there yet. And I think he's still trying to find out who he is going to truly be in the WWE. Like
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm still thinking.
yeah.
That's what's coming along. It's not there yet. Now Gunther, on the other hand, I mean, we're talking about old school slobber knocker, Bob Backlund.
Ah, he hurts.
Yeah, I mean, it just yeah, no, just
Ah.
beating up on people, and so it's a homage. It's a homage to great old school wrestling, and that's what he is. He's a
I
great
love
like
it.
the Arn Andersons of the world, those type of guys, just tough, rugged, just nasty individual. That's what he is. And it's good to see a guy like that win the title
Mm-hmm.
because he's tough. But it's like, who can beat this man? So now he's got the title for the next 8 years. I mean,
Yeah.
like I mean, until he decides to retire himself or he gets hurt.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was overall, I thought it was a solid match. Eric, I remember you said while we were, watching it and we were going back and forth in the group chat, you was like, "This is the best I've seen Damian Priest. Like this is probably his best match that I've seen from him, and he
Yeah.
really brought it
Yeah.
today. He really brought it, but it just wasn't time.
Yeah,
I think that this title run, maybe down the road he gets another shot at it, and maybe he'll learn a lot from this first one, and maybe things will go to another level the next time around. But overall, I thought it was a solid match, and the right man won for now.
Mm-hmm.
The push is deep. Let it keep rolling. No Diddy.
Yeah.
no. So it's crazy, man. I'm all for Gunther getting this title run. It makes me curious because again, I always keep talking about Chad Gable, but it's like, hey, if you're gonna throw somebody in the mix, I swear to God, throw this man Chad Gable in there right now. You got the Creed brothers with you. Go on full attack. Don't care. You're a heel. Do what you got to do. Get that belt. Now, granted, realistically, that's not gonna happen no time soon. But I'm just throwing this out there. Like, hey, look, we need to throw some contenders out the Gunther because honestly, if you ask me, I'm gonna put Damian Priest on the shelf for just a little bit because you got to focus on Finn. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Finn. I really think Triple H has said we're gonna right the wrongs of the people that really came up in NXT and just been forgotten. Now I think Ricochet might have been one of those people sooner or later. Maybe he would have had something, but we see he's doing his own thing. But I think he's righting this wrong with Finn Balor. I think he's doing that slow burn, getting us ready for Finn. Bring him back. Now, I want to say, Elwood, I don't even think he's going to bring, I don't even think there's going to be the Demon King. I think we're going to get like, the actual Prince, like when he
No.
came back and went to NXT in 2019 and
Okay.
was going crazy and got the NXT. I think that's the way they might go with it. And I think with this new, I think we're really going to see a whole new side of the Judgment Day now. I mean, we talked about this. I think we're going to see it's going to be Finn and JD and Dirty Dom with Liv.
Live.
And we got Carlito, and now we got because we know Reed, you're not coming back.
No.
You're not coming back to the Judgment Day after this. And
Sorry,
we know
mommy.
Damien. Come on now, we know Damien. You're not gonna do this. Why are you gonna do this? You ain't got no gold. Neither one of y'all got gold. There's no point in y'all being here. Only the goaltenders, only the ones that have belts should be in this club. And I mean, obviously, that's those three. That's Finn, JD, and Liv. And of course, Liv got her own champion with Dirty Dom. We already know how that goes with that. I mean, but overall, I think this is really good storyline. This is a really good storyline. This is really good storytelling. I think
Yeah.
we've been seeing this. And they've been throwing nuggets. We've been seeing Finn doing so with the card. That now I will also say I do think that well, we're probably going to see maybe him cut a promo. He's probably going to talk about it all. Maybe he reveals all his secrets of what he's been doing, everything they've been saying. Maybe he's going to tell you. I think maybe we might get a little peek under the covers of what Finn was actually doing the whole time behind the scenes. We'll see what happens. I'm not gonna lie,
Prince
the
about to
Finn,
get that spect.
Finn Balor.
That's right, baby.
But I
Yeah.
mean, we're talking about a night that was just banger after
After
banger
banger after
after
banger.
That
banger
banger.
after banger. I mean, and they gave us a bow on top of this present. Because
Mm.
we had Cody versus Solo. Now we talked about this. We said, well, it's Cody versus Solo. We know who's gonna be the winner of this outcome because it's Cody. We know it's not Solo's time yet, but it's maybe another time for somebody else to return. Because the tribal chief, the original, the only, in my opinion, tribal chief has returned on this grateful night that we love to call SummerSlam. Now, I'm not going to lie, you people remember 2020. Okay, I remember we all sat together as a group, as a podcast. People, some of y'all don't know, we have been doing this for years. So we sat there as a group. We watched SummerSlam 2020. Yeah, we're talking about the COVID era. All right, we sat there. I told everybody, say, look, Roman Reigns is coming back tonight. And he came back, and that was the tribal chief era. Now, Roman Reigns comes back. He's a tribal chief, and now this man is a face. My only question is, what is Roman going to do? Because now we know this is going to be a whole civil war. Now, we're not going to go over what Cody's been doing. I don't want to outshine this, but I hate to say, when we know the tribal chief is here, you can't not talk about it. You can't not acknowledge Roman Reigns. I can't lie. This is a great thing to see. I think this was good. We've seen a lot of storytelling going on. We've been wondering what's been going on with the bloodline, and I think now we got something that is going to be even more spectacular. And I ain't talking Spider-Man. Mr. Exclusive, what's your thoughts?
Yo, so I loved all of this. The only thing I don't like is I'm not sure how I feel about the music change. Like
Mm,
the last Tribal Chief music, or Roman's last music before what they did tonight, is iconic. Like we talking about, people did this at their weddings. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, this was important to them. Like, so I don't like the music change personally. I mean, I'm glad they still got remnants of the old one, but I am not a fan of the music change. Other than that, it's great to see him back. Definitely the pop that we all thought he was going to get when he returned. The Solo definitely looked baffled. You're like, oh no, what is happening here? He didn't look thrilled about what was happening, but he kind of acknowledged Cody when he left out of the ring. He walked away, and but we got and I don't even think we see Roman right away. This was just a hint. They're gonna be mad. They're gonna call him out. Um, it'll be something that maybe we see, obviously when Survivor Series comes around in Vancouver. I think it's in Vancouver or whatever. But I think the match, to be honest with you, I didn't think the match was going well. Like, I didn't think it
mm,
was like I was like this. I wasn't like locked in. Like, oh man, like the other matches of the night, I was kind of into them. I was into them. This match is like, okay, it's kind of it felt like a foregone conclusion that Cody was going to win,
Hmm.
but it was like I was more waiting for, okay, where's Roman? Is he going to show up? And who's going to, once the new Bloodline rules is coming, it was more like who's going to show up. That's all I really cared about. Like, who. So I didn't really care about the match until maybe that's when people started popping in there, and I'm like, okay, they did it like WrestleMania a little bit, but just with a little bit different twist. So for me, I thought the match overall was solid, but I just, like I said, I really didn't even care until that very, very end. It was like, yeah, this is all right. So, but once again, the Bloodline storyline continues to manifest. And just every time you think that it's a little bit dry or it ain't gonna be right, yeah, all is right in the world with the Bloodline. Something goes on the right path. So it was good to see. I think the match overall, I like Roman. returning. I just wish they wouldn't have changed the music. Hopefully they change it back. That's what I need them to change it back. I need them to change it back.
Yeah, I definitely feel what you're saying, Mr. Exclusive, because like I mean, it was like, oh, all right, it was, but I understood where they were trying to go with it. I think they were trying to
Mhm.
say, hey, look, this isn't the same tribal chief that y'all are used to. This is the same one
Yep.
that's had this 1,000+ day reign. This is a different Roman Reigns. So it's like he still has that tribal chief with him. But now I just which again, this is Triple H, so we don't have to worry about seeing remnants of the big dog coming back.
Oh
Uh,
God, no.
we're not bringing that. We're not gonna
Big
bring that
dog.
back. The
The
big
big
The
dog.
big
dog.
dog. It's
I
the
I
big
wonder
dog.
if Michael Cole would still say that to this day.
He would.
Uh, but again, it's just like you said. I mean, I agree. I felt like the match was kind of lacking. It felt like it was like that for a little bit. Once I would definitely say I felt like it started getting interesting when I started seeing Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Hey, first time we done seen this man in some wrestling gear. Out.
Right?
I mean, just popped out. Popped out really show. Hey, look, I wasn't mad about it. But the first thing I said, I was like, well, I wonder what he's gonna botch now. And he definitely did. I mean, he ran up. He was he took Cody and he was supposed you could tell he was supposed to definitely run him into the corner. And he slightly missed the
He missed it.
corner post.
He off shot. Yeah.
He's a he's a better wrestler than this. Why is this
I
happening? Like
and
maybe
that's
he's
what
just nervous. I don't
I
know.
don't get it because I seen him wrestle. They had this is about 2020. We want to cover our other nights that we have. And we went and it was a New Japan house show. And I seen Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa wrestle in person. And I was like, these guys are amazing. So it's kind of shocking that I'm seeing Tonga Loa just like this. I'm like, this ain't you. I don't know who this is. This is Logan
What's happening,
Tonga.
my
That's
guy? Like
because you ain't
it's
Tonga
got to be
Loa.
better than
You
this.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I think overall, I mean, spectacular. Spectacular night. I mean, I don't think there was really a dull moment. Um, I mean, even the feels of SummerSlam as a whole, how they kicked it off. Jelly Roll doing a whole performance, them showing like, graphics and everything. It kind of felt like they was bringing you back to like 2001, 2002 WWE, like bringing it back to then. Um, it feels good to be a wrestling fan, man. I can't lie. A lot of stuff that they've been doing, the Triple H is just cooking up, throwing in some new stuff, doing in some different stuff. I mean, can't be mad about it. This is truly the golden age of wrestling. If you guys have not known, this is the golden age of wrestling right now. There's so many promotions. There's so many things that's going on. People are caring about storylines. People are caring about real wrestling, real pro wrestling. This is the day and age right now. Get used to it. It's gonna get better. That's all I know. I mean, this is greatness. This is greatness. I can't lie. I love this. I love what they're doing.
And it's gonna make you, just seeing this tonight just makes you wonder, like, where is this storyline gonna go? Because we talked about, like you said in the last podcast, about it being a civil war within the bloodline, and Roman comes back tonight, obviously, and immediately when he comes out, we see why he's levels above, right there for Roman. Want him, shout out. But where's it gonna go? Like, is Roman back for good? Are we not gonna see him for months and he doesn't come back to, besides like big pay-per-views like Royal Rumble, all that kind of stuff? So yeah, this is a good time for wrestling because, like I said, you got storylines like this that have you asking questions like, constantly, like, where is this going to go? Judgment Day has become that much more interesting just from tonight. So Drew and CM Punk's feud. Where's Seth Rollins gonna, what role is he gonna play in all of this? So many questions, and so many answers that we as wrestling, fans want to get. And we gotta tune in each week. So
Gotta tune in.
yeah.
Gotta tune in. Wait, look, I can't lie. We had a great discussion about everything as a whole. I mean, if you ask me, if we're going to give this a rating, I'm going to give this the exclusive gold standard 5 stars, baby. Okay? Triple H, you did it again. I can't lie. You have made me proud as a wrestling fan. What do y'all think? What's your rating? What are you giving Out of 5, what y'all giving it?
I'll let you go first, Mr. Exclusive.
I'm not gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a. I'll probably give it a 4.5. Um,
Okay.
I don't want to give it a 5. I've seen 5s. This is close to it, but it's not. To me, it wasn't quite there. But I'll give it a 4.5. It was still a good pay per view. I was entertained. I was definitely entertained. So I'm not gonna take that away from it.
Yeah, I think we've been around each other way too long, Mr. Exclusive and and E. I'm in the same boat. I don't know about a 5. I was thinking 4.5, 4 to 4.5. But yeah, it was a really good pay per view. So yeah, they've been cooking, and I hope they continue to cook.
Hey,
Better than those twos we used to get about 3 or 4 years ago. Oh my God.
Man.
We
boy,
were getting 2s and 1s.
those
And I'm
were
like, bro,
those were
why are we
those are
watching this?
rough,
Why are we
rough
Hey.
still
beats.
invested?
Yeah,
I
we don't.
swear we really used to just get together just to just
Yeah,
talk about how
our
bad it
conversations are
was.
more entertaining than the PLEs.
Nah, but
Yeah,
they
right.
really were.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh man, well look, I love doing this with you guys every time, and honestly, I can't wait to do the next one. As always, I'm your host Eric Knight, and we got my man Heartbreak Prince and Mr. Exclusive. As always, we will be back again. Cause don't think this is over, baby. We gonna keep going. We're gonna keep this train rolling. Okay. So as always, remember that we will be back and that this is the Exclusive Nights podcast. Thank you for watching. And the nights will
Or
never
never
be the
be
same.
the same. Like and
Oh,
subscribe.
Eric, we can't leave them. We can't leave them without this.
Uh-oh. What we
You didn't
got?
play it? We can't leave them without that
Oh my God.
question.
What am I thinking, yo? I can't believe I actually almost
It's about
forgot
12:20 at night. That's the thing.
Dude,
We're
dude,
not
dude, is
thinking.
dude is dude is it's midnight, bro. He was like, the pillow stop calling your name. I ain't mad at you.
Yes.
that. Hey, honestly, I was waiting to see if the Stat Man was gonna make his debut tonight. I was hoping for it. I
Shout
was
out,
waiting.
Russ.
I was like, man, shout out to the Stat Man. We're hoping
Yeah,
for
shout out to the stat man.
your comeback, man. We hope for you to come back. Now, to be honest, I was waiting to get the answer because, to be honest, I don't have this one at all. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue. Like when I seen this, I almost told Russ. I said, Russ, we might need another one because I don't know this at all. When he threw that question, I had it.
That's a good one.
But
Yeah.
this one, I had nothing.
So, all right,
you
so
like
they
Whitney
said,
Houston right now.
so they said SummerSlams. It says 4 consecutive SummerSlams have been held at NFL stadiums. Name the three. Name the other 3 teams and how many Super Bowls have they combined for? All right, so
So we had
Detroit was
Cleveland
one.
tonight.
Cleveland tonight. Detroit was one. I think
Detroit
they
was
did
one. That
Detroit
was
last
last
year.
year. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like was Philly? No, Philly was on WrestleMania.
Did they do New
Um,
York?
did they do Oh man, I feel like so. Here's the thing. I
They
feel like
did
the answer to the Super
SummerSlam,
Bowl
but I was
part is
like,
0.
You say what?
I feel like the Super Bowls combined is 0 because the
Ah,
Lions have none, and then the Browns have none. So that's
Browns don't
2.
have
So
any.
the other
that's
2 teams,
two.
I feel like the other 2 teams don't have any Super Bowls either. Whoever they
Did they do one in
are,
Houston? Didn't they do one in Houston?
I think they did one in Houston like the year before last.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's
have to
another
we're gonna have to
zero.
check
Yeah,
that
You might
out.
be
Look,
right.
because
I think it was. I think they did one in
yeah.
Houston. Yeah, I think it's gonna be 0, but we got to wait for the stat man
we're
when
gonna
he
have to
makes his
wait.
Yeah, we gotta
appearance.
wait for the stat man. So
Yeah.
We gotta wait for the Stat Man. So when he comes, when he
next
makes
next
his,
episode, next
come on,
episode.
next episode.
My
When he
answer
comes,
0.
when he makes his appearance, we will get that answer for you guys as soon as possible. But as always, we're gonna kick it off and we're gonna finish it off like this, man. Thank you again for watching Exclusive Nights podcast, where the nights will
Will
never
never
be the
be the
same.
same.
Never be the same.